This. Okay, the local service that helps realtors and residents buy and sell homes, well, it just announced a big move that's going to help make it easier for people with physical challenges to find a place to live. So joining us now was the man who pushed for these changes, Barry Long from Marketplace Sotheby's. Thank you so much for joining us.
You bet. Thank you.
What I love about your story is that you saw a need and then you said, okay, we've got to do something about this.
Right.
So for those of us who haven't experienced it, what were people going through trying to find a home if they have physical challenges?
Well, there was no way for them to find what the actual facility had for them. So the physical attributes of the home that I need for my mobility, there was no way for you to search for it in the system. So the system says you've got this many bedrooms, this many bathrooms, this much square footage, but there was no way for them to actually search for the criteria for those features that they needed to live their daily lives.
And so what was it like then? If they didn't have that, how difficult was the process?
Well, they would have to go through houses and houses and houses and houses and houses to try and find what house would be adaptable for them to even get into it, to be able to change it, to make it accessible. So the system didn't allow a search criteria to be able to find whether that house had an entryway accessibility, or whether it had a bathroom, or whether it had a kitchen that somebody, with a mobility challenge could use.
Seems like such a simple thing, right? And you had the idea.
Well, I didn't actually. They came to me. So Marketplace Sotheby's, I did a keynote for them.
Okay.
And after the keynote, about a month later, they came to me and said, hey, we have an idea with your advocacy and business background and with our experience in real estate. Let's put that together and let's see if we can't change the system so it will allow people who are looking for accessibility features to find them. So I actually went and got my real estate license and took it on as a challenge. I got approval from my wife to change my career completely. And then I went to and started looking at all the different multiple listing services around the country to see what they had done, because some had tried, but all had failed, because they had either tried to do too much or they had tried to do too little.
Okay, so what did you do? Tell us about, we actually have a picture we can pull up to show you what's new that's going to help make it easier for people. It's at the bottom of the form, right?
Now, yeah, right there. So now what we've done is we've set it up that there are 12 new search criteria that somebody who's looking for a home is looking for: a one-bedroom home with a 2-bath in Woodinville that has one of now 12 new features, or 11 actually. So they'll be able to search the criteria of: is the approach accessible? Is the entryway accessible? There's their bathroom, kitchen, bedroom, living space. There's actually one for hearing and vision. So those who are deaf or deafblind or blind will be able to highlight some of the features they're looking for. One for smart technology. There's one for elevators, lifts, and ramps. So now when I look for a home, for me, I'm going to look for that home that says, all right, Scott, I want this many bedrooms, this many bathrooms. I need to be able to get into the house. I need to be able to use a bathroom, the kitchen, the living space. And that's all searchable now. And it wasn't searchable before, and that was the problem.
And so what does it feel like to see this come to fruition and to really be a trailblazer?
Oh, it was so exciting. And the fun thing for me was we went to our Northwest multiple listing service, and they partnered up with us in a minute. I actually partnered up with John L. Scott. I went all over the country looking for somebody who had done it, and somebody went, you need to meet this guy, Tom Minty. And I went, yeah, where is he at? He lived in Woodinville as well. We lived 10 minutes from each other. So that worked perfect that we partnered up with the MLS and said, this is what we want. They took it nationally to the Real Estate Standards Organization and got it approved, basically. So now all criteria for search, everybody uses the word bedroom. So when bedroom gets pushed in, the big boys can find the Zillows, and those, they can find it now. So somebody will be able to go to a Zillow and search for our criteria and be able to find it.
That is so awesome.
It's changing it now, right now, and the state of Washington is the only place in the country that has this today, but tomorrow it's going to go national.
Yeah,
We're
that's
so
so
excited
awesome.
about it. Yeah.
So, one thing we've been talking about on the show today is who inspires you, and also how do you take setbacks in your life and turn them into comebacks? And you are a motivational speaker. You've been in your wheelchair for how long now?
28 years.
Do you have any advice for people facing setbacks and how they can make a comeback? And
don't be afraid to have fun.
There you go.
It really comes down to that. That life is too short. We don't know where it ends. We don't know when it ends. I motorcycled myself into this 28 years ago and wasn't afraid to laugh at myself, and wasn't afraid to take on the I still need to have fun even though I'm in this situation. That just don't be afraid to live life. Because people take things way too seriously sometimes, which is understandable. But for me, it's all about having a good time.
All right, so you're finding fun and making a difference. I wish we have a text message. Let's see what it says. Thanks, thank you. I'm in a wheelchair and thought about becoming an architect for the disabled, but people thought I was crazy. I didn't think so.
Oh, not now. And now we're looking for architects that are going to be able to come in and design the home initially. So universal design, the whole age and place idea. What we're doing now just opens that up. So please become an architect and call me, and we'll work together.
All right, Barry Long from Marketplace Sotheby's. Thank you so much for bringing this to Washington. We're so excited about the difference it's going to make.
Thanks,
all right,
Angela.
take care. All right.